This week on Previews World Weekly, we want you to tell us you're a nerd without telling us you're a nerd. Plus, we'll discuss that Masters of the Universe trailer and reflect on the glorious year of 1989, which I wasn't around for, but Troy was. So he'll walk us through it. It's all happening right now on Previews World Weekly.
Well, thank God I'm not the only one who's around for 1989. We're gonna have a guest on here, and I'm sure Johnny's gonna want to chime in. But yeah, Ashton, sorry, you're just gonna have to do some blank stares when we get to the 1989 conversation. Sorry about that.
I will listen politely.
Okay, appreciate it. Welcome everybody to Previews World Weekly. It is Wednesday. It is New Comic Book Day. I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood, aka the Duchess of Free Comic Book Day. With your weekly reminder, mark your calendars, August 14th. We're under 2 months away from Free Comic Book Day, Saturday, August 14th, at your local comic shop. And one of the cool things we're doing to celebrate Free Comic Book Day and kind of get excited for the 20th anniversary is we've launched this really cool Find Your Story campaign, which basically explores some of the really cool locations that are in the comic books you can get on Free Comic Book Day. And we've partnered with our vendors who put together these really cool posters exclusively for Free Comic Book Day for our anniversary. So places like Mega City 1 and Japan and Street Fighter and the World in Bountiful Garden. So I'm super excited about these posters, and we'll be spotlighting these posters and these worlds in these books leading up to Free Comic Book Day, and hopefully entice you to pick them up and find a new story for yourself.
I can't reiterate enough or iterate enough how much of a fan I am of this. So yeah, check it out, guys. It's really cool. I love it. And shout out to all the publishers who actually jumped in on this. That was actually pretty cool of them as well. Before we go any further, okay, you're representing Team 90s, Ashton, okay? And there's no shame in that, right? But you're outnumbered today because representing Team 80s, none other than Ken and Doll X, aka Natasha, aka I say Roller Girl just because like there's a person that comes to mind, but you're a grown ass woman, so
I am, and I've been doing this a really long time to definitely upgrade from girl to woman.
To woman, there you go. You done the time. You did the time. So absolute respect.
Coming on 16 years now.
Okay, all right, respect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically 15 if you don't count last year.
Oh yeah, right. Nobody counts last year. Everybody
right? Yeah.
just do over, guys.
Yeah, do over.
I'm 39 this year. That's what's going on.
Yeah, 41.
No, look at that. Hey,
and I just had a baby. So
there you go. It's
definitely crazy.
Shout out to you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I know last time I was on, I was pregnant.
Yeah, you were.
So
that's right.
Now I have had her, and she's awesome. And yeah, you'll hear more about her a little bit later.
You guaranteeing a cameo voice at least?
Well, I don't know, maybe. Hopefully not. Hopefully she falls asleep. She's with her awesome big sister right now. So yeah, making it so I can be here.
There you go. Well, Natasha, I was going to ask you, but you probably haven't even had time to even pay attention to this. E3 was this week. Did you catch a glimpse of anything?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
No.
I understand.
New mom did not know. I did hear some about it on some of the Discords that I'm on. I don't get to play games as much, but every once in a while I still pop onto Discord and say hi to everybody, and then at least maybe get 1 or 2 games in. But yeah, I didn't get to see the overview. I didn't get to see any highlights yet, so I'm kind of excited. The moment I have a little downtime, aka she is sleeping, I'm totally going to go through and see some of the highlights. And because I love E3, I've gotten to go myself a few times, and
nice.
Oh my goodness, I remember the last time I went, I was in armored gear and stuff like that, and I went for my boss Tony Swatton, who runs who's the head blacksmith, head everything at Sword and Stone in Burbank, California. And we went because he made one of the epic staffs for one of the games to have like live in the booth. And so we got to walk around, and there was the Assassin's Creed booth. And for anyone who knows me, I am a crazy Assassin's Creed fan. So I needless to say, I got in trouble a couple of times because I wasn't where I should be, and I was standing in the Assassin's Creed booth, just watching. I was watching. Yeah, I was lingering, just hanging out, and really trying to watch some of the gameplay and stuff like that. Because at that point, it was going to be like another 4 months before the game had come out, so I wanted to see all the little, hints and sneaky parts. So
Right,
yeah,
of course,
I got
of
in
course.
trouble. Maybe that
Yeah.
was why it was my last time.
I'm thinking hopefully next year. Well, not next year, but Ashton, we should angle to go to E3 one year. We gotta find an angle.
Right.
I'm pulling you into this, Ashton, because I'm
Honestly,
a coward.
All
yeah,
right.
I mean, I can help you think of ideas.
Okay, the three of us,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
plot.
I mean, I can
There
help
you go.
you.
We're gonna
I'll
plot
be
to go
your
to E3.
navigator there.
There you go. Yeah, we should go to E3, guys. We sell video
Yeah.
game stuff all the time.
Yeah.
No big Assassin's Creed news, but there was some reveal of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the DLC.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
have you been playing that?
Yeah, I have it. I got it, but I pre-ordered it. For Christmas, I asked for a beautiful rose gold controller. I love rose
nice.
gold things.
Nice.
It's my style. And yeah, I got the season pass. I got all that. So automatically get all the DLC goodies. So I can't wait. I have not been able to play for a couple of months, but it kills me. I follow them on Instagram and stuff and see all the like new things and events and everything that's coming out. And I'm always like, children, go to sleep. Mommy wants to play video games. All of them.
The struggles of an adult nerd with responsibilities. I understand. I respect that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to Bad for Blood. But one thing I saw that wasn't even at E3, it just kind of like popped up into my feed, probably because it was like I was liking a lot of E3 video game stuff more than likely, right? Was someone actually, and Johnny apparently told me this, maybe it was from last year, but I saw it for the first time and I thought it was cool. Someone had convinced their local movie theater to let them hook up their Xbox to the big screen.
Stop it. That's
Johnny,
how I want to play Valhalla. Holy
there you
moly.
go. Right. Johnny, do you have a video for this? I don't know if I actually gave you the video for this.
No, you didn't send me the video for it.
I sent you a video at all. That's just wonderful. But
very on brand.
Anyway, this week's been a bit of a struggle. But anyway, I just thought it was awesome. I thought it was cool, and it definitely kind of got me into a gaming mood. So, I'm definitely playing Halo, and of course they showed the new Halo game this week, so I'm excited about that. But just wanted to pick your brain, see what was going on in E3. I thought I had a video this week, but I do not. So I guess we can move on. That's right. Actually, Johnny did point out Guardians of the Galaxy game had a trailer this week at E3 as well. A game. Yeah, and it actually looks pretty amazing.
That's crazy.
It looks.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, so I've seen a little bit of that, and it's really cool, and I see people comparing it to the live action movie, which you should not be doing. You should be comparing it to the comic books.
Yeah.
Which there's your tie-in. What?
Yes,
comic
thank you
books
very
become
much.
video games?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
You and Johnny lobbed this up for me because I was going to find some segue somehow. I'll pull one out of my butt if I need to, but it is New Comic Book Day. You're absolutely right about that. That game does look cool. Yeah, let's get into comic picks. Like, let's see what's popping at your local comic shop, and we're going to give you our picks. And Tasha has hers, Ashton has hers, and I have mine. So let's get it. New release Wednesday. Let's go. All right, Natasha, since you're our special guest this week, why don't you kick things off? What are you looking forward to at your local comic shop?
Well, I don't know if you also know it happens to be Loki Wednesday.
It is.
I'm wearing my Loki-inspired dress.
Love that.
So with that in mind, I had to go with Norse Mythology #1.
Okay.
And it's from Neil Gaiman and P. Craig Russell. And it's kind of great. So it's a series of 6, as you can see on the screen, #1 of 6. And it's a whole journey. It's a whole from like the very beginning of like the 9 realms all the way through the adventures of Odin, Loki, and Thor to the very end, all the way to Ragnarok. So I'm a big fan of that mythology anyway. And the art is amazing. The covers are beautiful. Like it just makes you, even if it just didn't have any words, you'd want to dive in. But then knowing who wrote those words, you super want to dive in and get a little more in depth in the story. So it's really cool. And especially with the craze of Loki, even just having the 1 episode last week, people are, I know, gonna look for more things to learn about that mythology and history, and even outside of your conventional, Marvel Loki. So I picked Norse mythology.
All right, cool. I actually been thinking to myself, watching Loki, I'm like, I know nothing about Norse mythology, like absolutely nothing. Like it's all Marvel. It's all like
Yeah.
it's all Stan Lee and Dan Jurgens and Jason Aaron. It's got nothing to do with actual Norse mythology. So,
But it's not. It's also not terrible that that's also your reference. I
I mean,
mean,
it's true. So, I mean,
to
because they
be
definitely
fair,
pull from it. Yeah, they
yeah,
pull from
yeah.
actual Norse mythology
Mhm.
sometimes. Hence Ragnarok, which is a great example.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like
A comfort movie.
yeah, exactly. Oh yeah.
Johnny knows.
But yeah, I think it's I might need to pick that up too because yeah, I want to learn more and I'm not willing to do the homework, but I can go to my local comic shop and pick up a
You,
copy of a Neil Gaiman book.
yeah, it's like your like compressed homework.
Here
You
you
have
go.
no
Yeah.
desire to
like
go
the
on a
Cliff Notes.
6-hour Wikipedia odyssey learning everything
No,
there is to know.
no, or actually even go even further than that, the actual source. Like I'll go buy a book or something like that. I'm
Mhm.
like,
Like to the library.
you're right to the library.
No.
Right. Now there's nothing, not knocking libraries, of course,
Yeah,
of course.
our libraries are comic shops, and that's okay.
There you go. There you go. Ashton, what about you? What's your pick this week?
Okay, my pick this week is Save Yourself #1. It's from Boom Studios. It's a 4-part miniseries.
Okay.
So I'm super interested in this. It focuses on these 3 like magical space alien heroes. They're called the Lovely Trio together. And they kind of just like arrive on Earth to get in front of a surprise attack from the aliens, which is very funny. It's like surprise birthday attack. Sorry. I read that. I saw that it was like to get ahead of like a surprise alien attack, and I was like, it's like a surprise party, but the worst possible party you could have. So they burst on the scene to Earth to prevent this surprise alien attack, and then they stay, and they kind of become these like super popular like icons, and they're beyond being superheroes, they're also pop stars and actresses and like social media influencers, and they kind of do all of this, right? And everybody's obsessed with them. Like they can do no wrong. Everybody loves them. Until one day a civilian kind of gets witnesses one of their battles firsthand, and it kind of, she feels like something's off or she doesn't like what she sees. So I'm kind of interested if this is going to be like a cautionary tale about like the pedestal we put our heroes on, or if it's going to maybe kind of make a commentary on like what a hero actually has to do to protect somebody, and how like Troy hates it, right? I know, like Troy, you've talked about hating like the superhero murder that has to happen in order for the like heroic outcome, and I kind of hope that this does that, because I think that's interesting. Like, and there is certainly a pedestal element to it, but it's like there does need to be murder at the end of the day in order to achieve your outcome. So
I don't always say
how about just death? Just death count, or does it have to be murder?
It has to be murder.
It kind
but
of has to be. Yeah.
Interesting juxtaposition between like that they do have to do these things that kind of feel very much opposite of this like heroic persona. So I think there could be some interesting commentary if that's where this particular title chooses to go.
Okay. All right. I'm into that. Actually, you know what? I saw that when I was scrolling through and had no idea what it was. And then just as you were talking about it, I was like, this is the Sailor Moon book.
Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. Actually, I'm kind of into that. Actually, I'm a fan of that concept in general. So you sold me. I'm on. I'm in it. I'm with it.
Excellent.
There you go. My pick this week is something that like I'm gonna try to achieve some nerd cred, I think, and I'm gonna knuckle down and finally read Fist of the North Star. It of course is also an anime. I've seen the anime. It used to come on Sci-Fi Channel back in the 90s. A heavily edited version. And yeah, Viz is putting out the manga, the original manga, in a nice hardcover too, starting this week. And yeah, it's cool. It's just it's a post-apocalyptic. We know we love those stories, of course,
yes,
right?
we do.
And yeah, it's basically about Kenshiro, who's like basically defending the innocent from the rival gangs of like this the post-apocalyptic 1990s, right? And I think last week Ash and I were talking, and I said I love it when fiction predicts the future and gets it so wrong, because it just makes it so much better. Like it just makes it so much better. So I'm looking forward to the very 1980s version of what the future looks like in the 1990s. But I'm also just like it's a martial arts book on top of that, so like it's right up my alley, and I've never read it before, so I'm all game. I'm definitely going to check out Fist of North Star this week from Viz. Let's turn it over to Anna-Mia real quick. Now, actually, before I do this, let me point out that Anna-Mia and Natasha both do weekly videos where they put you on to what's at your local comic shop. Natasha does the toys. Anna-Mia does the comics, right? I just wanted to point that out real quick. And now we're going to show you Anna-Mia. She's going to show you what's at comic shops. And Natasha, didn't you have a toy pick this week as well?
I did.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll do your toy pick as well. All right?
Awesome.
All right, here we go. Anna-Mia, what's at comic shops?
What's up, Previews World? Mia here. And I'm going to give you a look at some of the new titles in stores this week. Here's what's at comic shops for the week of June 16th, 2021. And we're just getting started. The world of comics has even more to offer. So, stop at a shop already and you might just find your new favorite thing. See ya!
All right, and of course, that's just some of what's available at your local comic shop. It also includes toys. So, Natasha, you want to put some kids onto some game and let them know what they can get from local comic shop this week that's a toy?
Sure. Well, this one's actually a collectible, which, you know, as an adult, it still counts as a toy, I think. It's the Sabine Wren bust from Gentle Giant Studios and Diamond Select Toys. She is beautiful, super detailed. You can also exchange her head. So it's not just the helmeted version. You can see her face and her awesome hairstyle. And then you can also change her arm. So one arm she can actually is holding the epic dark saber. And it's a limited edition, only 3,000 of these. And what I love so much from Gentle Giant and Diamond Select coming together is, I mean, you get like accessibility through Diamond, but then also Gentle Giant details of the sculpturing and the painting, and they're always just beautiful pieces. Like when I used to see some of them for Talking Toys, I would, you know, get distracted and just stare at them the whole time. And Johnny would be like, come on, we still have to film this, you know. They're beautiful pieces. And the Sabine Wren is definitely my favorite. My daughter cosplayed as her before. So getting the details of the paint of the helmet, like, is just spot on. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
So that's my choice.
There you go. Shout out to Gentle Giant and Diamond Select Toys. Actually, I'm wondering, is that I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, is that I guess it can't be. It's not a PVC because it's $120. But it's kind of impressive that they have to switch out the helmets without it being like a cheaper material, I guess I should say.
Yeah. No, they're pretty delicate. I mean, it's definitely collectible. You don't want to let your little kids play with these at all. They generally have like a little magnet, I think, inside that kind of helps them fit into place. They do have it shaped out, but I've only dealt with a few of the Gentle Giant busts that you can actually swap out, and that's what they had. And it makes it so it's flawless. You don't have to, like, you know, if it was a plastic piece, you kind of have to like wrench it in there or try to pop it on or things like that. They just fit really fluid, so you'd have no idea that those pieces even come off. So that's pretty cool.
All right, cool. Clicks right in place. All right. Yeah, my first glance, I thought it was a PVC, and then I looked at the price. I was like, no, that's something else. That's a different material entirely. So, all right, cool. Shout out Diamond Select Toys and Gentle Giant. Speaking of shout outs, we're going to give some appreciation for some comic book creators and writers who got an Eisner nomination this week. Ashton, what's going on at the Eisners in 2021?
Yeah, so like Troy said, they just announced the full list of nominees for the Will Eisner Comic Industry Awards. And in order to kind of be eligible, so you'd have to have work published from January 1st to December 31st of 2020, the forbidden year. This year's nominees are in all 32 categories reflect a wide range of material that had been published in the last year, which is really, really great and much more inclusive. The nominations are for over 190 print and online titles from 60 plus publishers, which is fantastic. Image and Fantagraphics lead the pack. Image has 17 nominations and Fantagraphics has 18.
Nice.
And a few other, heavily nominated publishers include IDW, DC, Drawn and Quarterly, and First Second Books. So the winners will be announced in July at a virtual ceremony as part of Comic-Con's Comic-Con at Home program. But if you want to see the full list right now, we have all of that up over at PREVIEWSworld.com.
All right, cool. Yeah, and there's some nice list of nominees. Of course, there's the best short story category, best single issue, best continuing series, and I'm seeing some familiar faces. Jonathan Hickman's on here, and K. Jemison, Jamal Campbell's Far Sector's on here, Tom King's on here, Matt Fraction's on here, Kelly Thompson. So yeah, it runs the gamut, and it's a cool collection of individuals who are getting nominated. So yeah, keep an eye on the Eisners. I got to be a judge last year, and I was so excited. So excited.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that totally fell in my lap, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll do this. This is cool. So yeah, I'm all for it. Other things that happened this past week. Did either one of you get to see the Masters of the Universe trailer from Netflix?
I did.
You did. Any thoughts? I'm actually curious what the non-80s baby thinks of this. Like,
Okay, let her go first.
What are your thoughts on the Masters of the Universe?
Firstly, I feel cornered.
Well, no, you're centered that way.
There you go. Right, you're in the middle.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're in the mush pot.
I have very limited exposure and knowledge of Masters of the Universe. So to me, it just was like the animation was super cool. I loved how colorful it was. Like for someone that has no real experience with this, or this isn't something that's like, oh, I watched it originally, so now I need to like see a remake. I would be enticed to watch it just because the animation looks super cool.
Yeah, actually, this looked great. Actually, this kind of reminds me of a little bit of the Castlevania animation. Actually, yeah, I'm a big fan.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing when I first saw it. My husband made a really good comment that it looked like very much comic book to life, like you're flipping through the pages, kind of thing. I thought that was totally accurate. And when I first watched it too, honestly, it was so good, which sounds terrible, but it looked like a fan flick. Sometimes how they'll take bits and pieces of actual shows and make some epic trailer with it. That's totally what it looked like to me, which, really says something that it's an actual show that we get to watch.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, actually, I feel like it's kind of cheating a little bit because they broke out that song from Footloose. Oh, was it Holding Out for a Hero?
Yeah.
And I was
I heard it, I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, guys, like you're cheating. Like you're just getting me way too hard. I'm not a big Masters Universe fan. I watched the movie. I saw the cartoons and when I was a kid off and on, and then I watched the movie. I think I watched the movie more than anything else. And I'm not quite sure why. But
something to watch.
It was just it was something to watch. Parents put the TV in front of you. You're like, cool, I'm game, whatever. But yeah, like it's produced by Kevin Smith. Which is also the other cool thing about this. So that's actually kind of cool. There's some random, of course, internet controversy about who may be the actual star of the show, but it might be He-Man or Teela. But wait and see, guys. Like who knows? Like it looks pretty cool, and they sold me on it.
The cast is really awesome.
Yeah, that's right. Mark Hamill's one of the voice actors. That's right. Yeah,
can't ever go wrong there.
You really can't. You really
No.
And actually, I think he's Skeletor too, which is like, oh man.
Yes, he is.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting for that.
I wanted to chime in here as the resident Masters of Universe fanatic because I absolutely loved this series when I was a little kid. I pretty much had all these toys. Watching that trailer, you can spot certain vehicles and stuff that were actually toys that I had. I'm like, oh my god, they've got that one, and they've got the horse, and it's just. I'm excited. Yes, Mark Hamill is playing Skeletor, and I did see Kevin Smith do a video when he was announcing this, kind of setting up what the concept of this is. And it's basically throughout the course of the show, being back in the 80s, and I think the revamped one that came out in the early 2000s, there were only a select few people that actually knew Prince Adam was He-Man. It was Man-at-Arms, Orko, and obviously Cringer, his cat, who turned into Battle Cat. The story apparently focuses on, well, what happens if someone outside of that circle finds out, and like what happens from there on out.
All right.
So,
expose the secret identity. I mean, that's a classic move. I'm always a fan of that. It always yields some interesting results. So, yeah, actually, Johnny, when you get a chance, do you have a picture of the Orko statue that you have in your office?
You're not in your office. I'm not in the office. Give me 1 second.
Okay. I'll give you a chance to do that for sure. In the meantime, actually, you know what, Johnny? while you're doing that, can you also get us queued up for this week's trailer? Because we're going to show you a new book that's available to pre-order right now using Pullbox from Image Comics. It's called Ordinary Gods. It's from Kyle Higgins and crew. It's got a large crew, actually, of artists like coming with him. And Kyle Higgins did Radiant Black. He's done a bunch of Power Ranger stuff. He's also doing Ultraman for Marvel right now. So check this out. And then we come back. Johnny will show us Orko. All right, let's do it. And that is Ordinary Gods, available from Image Comics to pre-order right now. And yeah, guys, like we talked about Pullbox a little bit last week, but I just want to let you know or reiterate just once again that, like, yeah, you can use Pullbox to pre-order directly to your comic shop now. Launched last week, and we've been getting some positive feedback. Like, people seem to really enjoy it. They love the ease of access for it, and they love the fact that they can, just pre-order the books without the hassle of, filling out the little form in the catalog and taking to their store. They can do it from their phone. They can do it from their house. I joked before, they can do it from the toilet. It doesn't matter. You can just do it. So yeah, definitely check that out, and let your local comic shop know using Pullbox that is available to that you want to pick it up today.
I've had so many people be so excited about it. Like, they've reached out to me personally, and they're like, you know how great this is for us, because some people are not close to their local comic shop. Even though it's their local comic shop, it's not, it might be a drive for them, or like me, you've got kids, you get this. Like, I haven't been into my actual brick and mortar comic shop in way too long. Like, I still support them online, like things like that. But like, being able to get those comics that you want without having to, like, and still support your local comic shop and all of that is just, it's a really, really great concept, ideal, and thing that's happening now. It's really cool.
No, absolutely. And actually, you reminded me of something. One question I got a lot from people that they weren't happy about. Make sure, guys, that you check with your local comic shop first, like to see if they first of all, what their pre-order system is, because every comic shop is different, right? Comic shops are independently run, so everybody has a different mandate for what that is. Some will say that you have to have a Pullbox, pull and hold subscription with them before they let you pre-order anything. Other people ask for a down payment of some sort, and some people might be like, kick rocks. It just depends. So
we don't want any of that new technology.
Right, there you go. So yeah, just make sure you check your local comic shop first, and then if they are giving you the thumbs up, then go to PREVIEWSworld.com/Pullbox and just play. Like, it is literally just a good time. You can just have fun and just lose track of your entire afternoon if you're not careful.
That wish list feature where you can just like everything you've ever wanted. So dangerous. Yep.
And for me, that's good because it is dangerous, but it is also good because I try to keep track of the single issues I want. Like that I want to add to my collection, and then I go back. I've been using Pinterest for a while, but I'm gonna start using this instead. And then when I'm at conventions, I could be like, "Hey, okay, I can get this now finally." So it has multiple purposes.
A good resource.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good resource in general. And of course, like, it has everything that the catalog has ever held, basically from like the late 80s till now. So yeah, it's definitely a great resource for everybody.
So pre-Ashton.
Yeah, pre-Ashton, right? We're going to get into that in a second.
That's how we're dating stuff now.
There you go. Right.
Pre-Ashton.
Right.
Yeah.
PA.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of pre-Ashton, let's do some social swamp. Right. This is post-Ashton, of course.
Hold on.
Okay.
Are we gonna show the Orko?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, show us the Orko.
So I know this is not something that Diamond distributes, but just as a huge fan of Masters of the Universe, when I saw this out at New York Toy Fair, I think it was a couple years ago, I'm like, I need this in my life.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
I love the comparison.
I remember how excited Johnny was. I was in the office when he got this, and he was like, "Have you seen it? Have you seen this?" And like, he totally like. I think at that point you hadn't even taken it out of the box yet.
No,
and you were like showing me the box, and then like the next day you're like, "Look here," and then this, and then yeah, it was. It's always really fun when you see Johnny freak out.
Never remove from box. So I just have like the box in my office with a picture with these pictures taped to it.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say you had that out before. Okay, gotcha.
No,
Orko has never looked cooler, actually. Like, it's kind of a silly character, but that interpretation of him is like, whoa, that's kind of badass. I like that.
And before we move on, I just want to like put this to bed, but I just want to say that people know that in the wake of this new Master of the Universe series, DC did put out a Master of the Universe series of comics back in 2012. So if anyone's interested in going back and learning some of the backstory of some of these characters, they can always go to their local comic shop and find these back issues of Masters of the Universe, and we'll see if they have them.
You can use your pull box.
There you go. That's true. You can. And actually, speaking of which, DC no longer has the license, but Dark Horse does, and they're about to produce a anthology series, which is going to include stories by Kevin Smith and a bunch of other people.
Oh, cool!
And that's coming. It's going to be called Masters of the Universe Revelations. So definitely keep an eye on that. And yeah, pull box.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just want to get a couple of the comments in here that we've been having.
Oh yes.
So our good friend Monkey Jeebus, who's always commenting here. So I'm a fan of Kevin Smith. I've watched his movies and television, read his comics, bought his toy, smoked his weed. Okay, good talk.
Johnny didn't filter these at all.
So an all-around fan is what you're saying. An all-around.
My cousin, he also says my cousins worked for Mattel and got me all the Masters of the Universe figures and vehicles as test toys.
Oh,
you lucky.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? No more comments from Monkey Jeebus. now I'm just hating on him.
No, I can't give him crap because he says he goes to 6 different comic shops every week.
That's awesome.
Whoa,
thank you.
Okay, wow.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
Right.
Getting into what we're going to be talking about later on. I was 10 in the summer of '89. Saw Batman in the theater 3 times. Saw Last Crusade at the drive-in. Back to the Future 2 in the theater, as well as Ghostbusters 2 in the theater. 1989 was great.
There you go.
Yes, it was. Ubaldo says 89 was a great year. Yes, indeed. It just makes me think about how old I am, and that's depressing. But hey, we're going to focus on the positive. So
there you go.
Think about how I was 9.
Yeah, basically. Right. I was 8. So there you go.
I was 9. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Let's give it up to Ashton's like, I don't care about any of these things. Let's
I didn't say that. You said that.
That's fair. That's okay. That's all right. I know you have an appreciation for the pop cultures. I mean,
for the old things.
For the old things. Ashton's been reading Dune like he's like a 50-year-old woman. Like Ashton's been reading Dune religiously all last summer, like she was 50 years old. So yes. It's all good. It's all good.
Let the spices flow.
Let the spices flow. There you go. It's the only thing we know. No, just kidding. All right, social swamp time, Ashton. Take the show away from us, Ashton. Just one minute.
Let me. Okay, if you haven't noticed yet, this hairstyle for today was a huge misfire, and I can't stop playing with it. It felt like I needed to acknowledge that because, like, this is sometimes like a cute, sassy moment, and sometimes it's like right in my face.
All right.
On a related note, this week's
show's yours. Go ahead.
This week's Social Swamp, we asked you guys to tell us you're a nerd without telling us you're a nerd. So we're jumping on this trend because why not? We can do it. So give us a picture, a quote, get creative with it. So let's see what you guys have to say. John says, my dog's name is Peter Parker, and he's so cute.
Doggo.
No fear of posting dog pics. You know you're going to get picked.
Immediate winner. Jill left this picture of her husband and his groomsmen.
Okay, nice. All right. Liz would kill me if I did that, but yeah. This is actually subtle compared to some of the nerdy weddings I've seen, so yes. all good.
Dion says, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and makes a 6-inch diameter exit wound in you.
What is that from? I actually don't know what that's from.
I have no idea where that's from, but I love the saying so much that I had to include it. So someone please tell us in the comments what this is from so I can figure out where this is and include this into my life.
Oh, is it Deadpool?
Seems like a Deadpool quote.
It might be Deadpool. You might be right about that. Like, yeah, let us know, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I need that in my life.
Or Bat Shelf. I love that.
That is amazing.
Oh, wow. Made by his dad. So this is an original. You can't actually get this from anywhere. That's actually really cool. Are those all Batman books on there?
I'm going to hit up your dad.
Oh, there's some Marvel stuff in there, but that's still pretty awesome. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
And here's a photo of his office, which is Troy, he has an arcade machine.
Wow.
He does. That's not an office. That's just one giant distraction. You get no work done in their basement. No work at all.
To be fair, the drafting table is facing just, the Infinity Gauntlet and Captain America's shield and nothing else. So
right, not the TV, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's not the other way. Like my crafting table that I'm at now, like faces a TV and everything else. So.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, so that would be justified as an office.
Stephanie says, my only tattoo is my first D&D character's name in Tolkien Elvish.
Nice.
Oh, all right.
I wish she would have left a picture, though. I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Right. Rachel left this photo.
I was like, is that the front of your house, Rachel? Like, that's actually pretty amusing if it is.
I need to know, like,
also a little Doctor Who creepy.
It is, yeah.
What if this is just, like, in a public park?
I know, right?
And our very own Johnny.
Hey.
I know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
My son looking out the window at bedtime. The sun is still out. It's still daytime. Me. The sun's going down. It's getting real low. The sun's going down.
Yeah, my kids don't find it as funny when I do that to them.
No.
No.
Imagine why.
They usually do this.
Well, actually, Natasha, since you're a special guest, do you have can you tell us you're a nerd without telling us you're a nerd? Think really hard about it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. My daughter's name is Lana after Clark Kent's first love.
Okay. All right, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. And then
You're right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh, let me rearrange some stuff. Hold on.
I love it. That's good. Now, actually, what is the symbol behind you? Is that something? I don't know what that is, or if that's not something. Yeah, the blue and black.
This is the shield from Vikings. This is Shield Maiden's shield.
Okay.
It was the one that I used in the video where my husband proposes to me when I was dressed as Lagatha from Vikings, and we kept it. We actually had it in front of our table at our wedding too.
Okay, nice.
So. Yeah.
Very cool. I finally saw one episode of that show and I was very lost because it was like season 3, like episode 12 or something like that.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. Like I just was like, oh, Vikings, and like it's like
I'm gonna read a book. Hold on.
Right.
That's where I'm gonna start.
But I mean, to its credit, like it kind of got my attention, which made me want to watch it from the beginning. So whatever. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hey guys, thanks for sharing with us. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Like we appreciate it and keep them coming. Like one thing I'm always encouraged to see is, people were posting, their nerd cred like in the comments, and then people were commenting on the things that the people had posted. So it was like a nice little conversation kind of going on. Like, oh, I had that too.
Beautiful thing of the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, hey, I love that too. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm. No, right. And like, I mean, that's the whole point, right? You just kind of find people that are in your fandom. Ashton's having a rough hair situation here.
Shh. She's in our bedroom, baby. Sorry.
That's the other baby, not the new baby. So
I've got 3 babies. I mean, 2 months, 7 and 17. So they're all my babies.
Oof, there you go.
Yeah.
Busy.
Woof, he says. Woof.
You're making some choices today.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That might be in my future. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, let's do a quick shout out for Hakes, and then we're finally going to talk about 1989. So here we go. Hakes auction is currently going on, of course, at hakes.com. And here's just some of the items you can get. When we come back, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Check it out.
Hakes Auctions is the premier source for all manner of Americana and collectibles, and auction number 232 is now open for bidding. Here are some of the amazing items that you can find over at hakes.com. Be sure to check out the full auction by visiting Hakes.com. Closing dates for items in auction 232 are June 29th to 30th. Hakes, America's first collectibles auction house.
All right, and that is Hakes.com. Just go there and look, place your bid. Like, and I got to be honest with you guys, I'm in the wrong business. Or maybe I need to go into the other side of our business, because I'm looking at the website right now for Hakes, and just at the like collectible card games, right? There is a Pokemon set. I'm not even kidding here. There's a Pokemon set that's going for $100,000.
Is that the uncut sheet?
It is a holographic uncut proof sheet with 99 cards. Yep. And there's another one going for $50,000. So yeah, crazy. Crazy. I mean, hey, if you want to get in on that, Ashton, you got 14 days. All right.
Yeah. Yep. I will get right on that.
But yeah. This is I mean, you know, look, you got to be a big game hunter for some of these items, but not all of them. So definitely go ahead and check out Hakes.com and yeah, check it out. And like I said, yeah, we put this out last week. There's sports memorabilia, political memorabilia, and of course the typical nerd memorabilia as well. So definitely check that out. All right, 1989, guys. 'Twas a year. 'Twas quite a year. So actually, you know what, Ashton, I'm going to ask you, like, just out of curiosity, like. Just tell me yes or no if you've seen these movies, okay?
Okay, I can do this.
All right. Okay.
This is fun.
Yes, you can.
I thought this was going to be like an open-ended question.
No.
This was like a multiple choice question. So
this is a multiple choice. Yeah, there you go. Have you seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Yes.
Okay, came out May 24th of 1989. Have you seen Dead Poets Society?
Of course.
Okay, came out June 2nd of 1989.
We actually
what about
that in high school?
Yeah, actually, I did too. Actually,
I was a nerd and watched it all by myself.
All by yourself? Oh.
I watched it again by myself, but the first time I ever saw it was in school. It's
in the school. What about License to Kill? James Bond?
No.
Star Trek V: The Final Frontier? I'm actually not sure which one. I'm not sure. That's like that's not the fun one, right?
That feels like a bit of
that's the worst.
That's the one after the whale one, right? Because the whale one's kind of funny. Right?
The whale of a tail.
Whale of a tail, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
June 16th, Ghostbusters 2. Did you see that?
Yes.
I did see Ghostbusters 2, and I remember feeling disappointed because I had seen Ghostbusters 1. I think I watched them like back to back, right? And like the first one's so good, and then I saw the second one, and was like, it's not the same.
No, that's
not
fair.
the same. What you're talking about is Vigo.
Right.
You're like the buzzing of flies to Vigo.
There you go. Well, actually, the funny thing is Ghostbusters 2, which came out that summer of 1989, didn't get a lot of positive buzz. And it actually got kind of stepped on by the next movie, which is Batman 1989. Have you seen that, Ashton?
I have not. Should I?
Oh, wow. That was the one that I thought you definitely had seen. That's crazy. Okay.
I am familiar with it, but I've never like sat down and watched it in its entirety. I think I broke Natasha.
Okay, yeah, I think you did. Like, she's speechless.
What?
Ash, like Natasha just blacked out for a second.
I did. I think I'm gonna cry.
Right.
Yeah, like I am familiar with it and like pieces of it, but no, I've never seen it in its entirety.
Wow. Okay. Well, the reason I asked this, of course, is we're talking about the summer of 1989 because it was a pretty epic summer, gotta admit.
Yes.
And I actually saw a meme recently that reminded me about this and how serious this was. Now, Ashton, you were born in the 90s, right? But I want you to understand that 1989, like, you could not escape Batman. Like, Batman,
it was amazing.
Batman dominated everything. Like, and it was insane. And I thought it was just because I was a kid, but it wasn't. It was just the marketing muscle behind this movie was like so aggressive and so effective too.
So aggressive. I still own my 1989 Bat Signal earrings. Like, they're about this big. They're hard plastic. They look like they're spray painted because they have like a little paint flecked on the back. And then they have the bat symbol, and I still have them. And they're amazing. I mean, so that's how many years? Like, ridiculous. Still have them. I mean, I had so much stuff. Somewhere in storage, I still have my Bat Dance single tape. See, Ashton, back in the 80s and 90s, singles used to come on these little things, plastic things. They're called cassette tapes. And it would just be like a song. And
No
then sometimes
way.
sometimes
So
if you're
crazy.
lucky, on the other side you got like another
bonus
song.
Yeah. Like
But
potentially the
I
next
still
single.
have it. It's a white tape, and then it has a sleeve. It's not even like a regular case, like it's a sleeve, and it's the bat symbol, and it says Prince on one side, and all of that. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely the year of Batman. That was a good summer. That was a good summer for me. Like I was already a Batman fan, so like when that movie came out, I was all about it. And yes,
wow.
see, I had the white one. I had the one that was white on the inside.
Oh my God, this is taking me back 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
His
like
Bat Dance. Fun fact, at my 10-year reunion, I sang Bat Dance for karaoke.
That's kind of cheating, though. Is there? I mean, I guess there are some lines.
Let me tell you,
there's some
there's not a lot of words. There's not
I was about to say there's not a lot of like lyrics in the actual.
No, but
Batman
like
song.
I'm such a nerd, I wanted to do it because like throughout the song, it also has lines from the movie. You know, I'm Vicky Vale. All that stuff. So
I like Batman.
Batman. Do it. Do boop do.
Actually, so it's fun. I actually just like not a 1989 movie, but like I actually just recently watched Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and I was reminded of the Tina Turner song at the end, where she kind of just shoehorns the word Thunderdome into the song, and it reminded me how much like how blunt like some of these soundtrack songs used to be. Like they used to like just be like just say the title of the movie at some point in the song, like, you know what I mean? And like it's interesting that the Prince album kind of really felt like it really was just a regular Prince album, except for some samples from the movie, right?
Yes.
And on top of that, the Bat Dance song, which is actually I feel is I don't know if you remember.
How great is that video?
It's a great video. Yeah, it's a great video. And I don't know if you remember in Shaun of the Dead, they kind of made fun of that album, but I kind of love that album.
That album is so good.
It's actually pretty cool,
it was
right?
So cool. And then, I mean, the 80s was full of, great soundtracks, but like there's another movie that didn't actually have a soundtrack, but had an unofficial soundtrack and it was Queen, and it was the Highlander movie.
Oh, right.
And,
yeah.
And that one,
Yep.
I know, different segue, but it was the soundtracks back then. Oh my God, you're so right. Like so often they're trying to like shove in the title somewhere, like,
right? Yeah,
trying to market to like, no, I wrote this song especially for this movie.
It's like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Ashton, have you seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
I have.
Okay, all right. I actually still love that movie. That's actually a pretty fun one. Let's see.
A lot of these movies I haven't seen. Most of these movies I haven't seen recently, but I have like memories of watching them as a child, or like with Ghostbusters 2, like it was on a VHS tape at my grandmother's house. So I don't know that I could tell you anything meaningful that happened in these movies or any major plot points, but I know distinctively that I have seen them almost exclusively in VHS format.
Actually, okay, what else we got here? Karate Kid Part 3, which I think is the one where they go to Japan.
Oh, I have not seen that one.
I think that one's definitely a reach. Also, Johnny's favorite, Weekend at Bernie's. I feel like Johnny references
every week. Right.
He does. Johnny,
he likes the wardrobe.
Defend yourself.
Yeah, see. Johnny likes the wardrobe. That's what he's a fan of, really. Yeah.
He does.
That should be part of the show from now on.
Johnny does love the Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
I want to pose a question to you, because after like talking about this or hearing you guys talk about this for a while, was this the summer, the quote unquote unofficial start of fandom as we know it? Was like the Batman the movie that kind of started this big love of like superhero movies and whatnot? Because I know we had like Superman back in the day with Christopher Reeves, but when this movie came out, there was just something about, like you guys said, the marketing push that came out that instilled it into everyone's minds so much that it kind of jump-started fandom as we know it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I think it really did. I know for me, being a 9-year-old kid, just reading comics and stuff like that, and I saw, the Christopher Reeve stuff, obviously, like leading up to then, being able to see that live action is great. And then Batman, though, with the marketing and then just the movie itself, and I think it totally did take a turning point. And from there on, like how many more movies, and it opened the door I think I absolutely agree. And then like Troy points out about like it was a crazy marketing machine for Batman.
It really was.
It was and it was awesome because as a kid, like now you got like this favorite movie and now you get to have all this cool stuff from it. And Ghostbusters had some cool stuff too. Like I remember I had the little I had a pencil and the end cap had Slimer going around like a brick building.
Oh my God,
and then I had the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man pencil sharpener and little things like that. But like everything else was just Batman, and that was really, really cool.
And I think you're missing a few select movies. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yep. That's definitely on that list.
I love that movie.
And two other ones that I have to address. The Wizard with a young Fred Savage.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
All based on like Nintendo video games. And the big thing was like, let's show you the Power Glove. Like
that's another one that I watched a lot of as a kid. Yeah.
And a personal favorite of mine, UHF, starring Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic, yep.
Yes. Right. Oh my God, that movie.
I don't care what anyone says. He is a national treasure.
He was my first concert.
No, really?
Yeah. It's my first concert.
I love it.
I've seen him twice.
Does Weird Al Yankovic do like a great concert? I kind of feel like it might be really entertaining.
It's like seeing the videos in person.
Okay.
Like, not even kidding. That guy works so hard because he's doing all the dance moves. He's doing costume changes. He's doing all this epic stuff. And I saw him. It was all like during fairground times and everything. And my mom and I went and like, it was so cool because we had like front row seats. And there we are watching, I'm fat. And he's wearing a big fat suit, like all of it. He was awesome.
Like, do one song in costume.
Yeah.
Like, he'll do Yoda, which is a parody of Lola by the Kinks. Go backstage, they'll play some stuff up on the screen, and he'll come back after that's done playing in a completely different outfit. And the full fat makeup, like fat
everything
suit and everything like that. I'm like, how did they have time to put these prosthetics
impressive
on him?
Yeah, so impressive. Super
Matthew
fun.
Says he saw Weird Al at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh. Nice.
And if you want to know anything about American music, you just go and listen to his polka songs, and you'll find out what was popular that year.
Oh boy.
Right? Yeah.
Like, what else do we have here? We have Jason Takes Manhattan, which actually was my favorite Friday the 13th movie until Freddy vs. Jason came out. Parenthood with Steve Martin, actually. Turner and Hooch, The Abyss, which is another big one. Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, which I don't remember all that well. And later that year was Back to the Future 2.
Yes.
And also, actually, I think maybe my favorite out of all these currently is actually Lethal Weapon 2, which actually came out that summer as well. That was like July 7th. So yeah, like we're eating the member berries today. We know, guys, but this is what you do as you get a little bit older. It happens. So, Ashton,
well, I want to think real quick. So, what is Ashton going to think back on, like in a couple of years from now?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think is going to be the nostalgic thing for you in 20 years, Ashton?
Okay, so something from my childhood that was like stupid popular that would be like goofy when I get older. Is that the question?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's do that.
I don't even understand what I'm being asked. Does it have to be nerd related?
It doesn't have to be, no.
Okay, because I have two things. In terms of like a nerd thing, the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie was like a big deal.
It was, yeah.
And that was like the first, I don't know. I always say that Spider-Man is my favorite superhero because that was the first superhero movie I saw. And then there were the PlayStation 2 games like shortly on the tail of it.
Yep.
That they kind of did the same thing with Batman, but not as large of an extent. They just kind of piled on with like the movie's popular now. Here's 47 video games and a bunch of action figures.
Yeah. No, like that. No, actually, as you were saying that, I was like, you know what, that movie probably as most closely followed the model of the 1989 Batman. Like, with the amount of merchandise, even the Danny Elfman score. Actually, now I think about it, so. Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. Now, I just wanted to kind of go down memory lane and just kind of remember this. Someone reminded me about this, of course, because of that meme, and I was like, oh, cool, awesome. Real quick, we didn't talk about Loki. We don't have a lot of time, so I just want a quick reaction. Ashton, did you get to watch the first episode at least?
No.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet? Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay, all right. What about you, Natasha? Did you get a chance to watch it yet?
Oh, of course. Of course, so much the day it's our now, anytime Marvel releases a new show, that's our family time to get together. We make popcorn, we sit on the couch and we watch the show. And I mean, all of us, even Lana was there this time. And oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. It's so like intriguing. It's so, like there's just so many doors to walk through.
There you go.
That the possibilities are endless of how this is going to play out. And so it's really, really, really enticing. I'm very excited.
Okay. No, absolutely. I did you see the one today? We won't talk about it because we don't want to spoil it because it just dropped today. Okay.
No, because I have to wait for my husband to get home, and then we, it's all nighttime. Yeah, we usually during the daytime now is like not on social media that much because sometimes people are not nice and they drop hints.
Oh geez. Oh God. So, yeah. No, okay. So we'll keep it tight. I won't say anything just yet. I definitely had to kick Liz out of the out of the living room today because she was asking too many questions. And she's like, "Why is he still alive? Why is this happening? Why is this happening?" I'm like, Liz, you're not allowed to watch Marvel stuff, so just get out.
Johnny.
It's okay.
Spoiler: it's Mephisto.
It's Mephisto. Everything.
Always.
Real quick, I have to give my wife some credit because before we started watching it, she's looked at me and she's like, "Okay, let me make sure I understand this." So this is the Loki from 2012. I'm like, "Oh my God, you got the date right."
Yeah.
Can we renew our vows right now?
See, you guys are fortunate.
I'll keep you.
I'm in the house with the Marvel haters. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't understand.
Haters.
Yeah.
Haters are just non-believers.
Just non-believers. They haven't been converted yet.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So, but I'm not going to do the grunt work. I'm like, this is mine. Go away.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ashton, what is this week's comic shop shout out?
Okay, this week's comic shop shout out is a little bit of a redo from last week. It goes to the Deep Comics, Games, and Toys in Huntsville, Alabama from Drew. We shouted them out last week, but we didn't get a chance to share any of the cool pictures from inside of their shop. So we're going to redo it. Let you guys see some pictures because it looks awesome. If you want us to shout out your shop on the show, find us on social media, tag your shop. If they don't have a handle, just leave their name. And also use the hashtag #SupportYourLCS. We will find your shop and your post, and we will shout them out on the show and give them some love.
All right, cool. And that's about it for this week's show. I do want to remind you guys to like, follow, and subscribe. And we got a third person here, so I'm also going to give you a shout out as well, Natasha. Like, follow, and subscribe Previews World to hang out with me. Like, follow, and subscribe Free Comic Book Day to hang out with Ashton. And like, subscribe, and follow Cannon Doll X to hang out with Natasha on the internet.
Yep.
There you go. And real quick, if you do go to PREVIEWSworld.com after this show or sometime this week, you might find some pretty cool stuff. For example, I did this fun new this X-Men Evolution article. I interviewed artist Ivan Fiorelli, who's an Italian artist, and he did this cool tribute to the X-Men Evolution TV show, which I've pointed this out a few times this week. I forget how much of an audience that cartoon has. There's a whole generation. There's a whole generation of people who just that's their version of the X-Men. And I think he did a really great job of capturing that animated series from the early 2000s. So
I saw that art. It's so cool.
Yeah. Speaking of nostalgia, Ashton, I feel like your generation's nostalgia is going to be comprised of, I feel like it's already happening, of stuff from the early 2000s.
Definitely.
I feel like I'm seeing more early 2000s stuff kind of popping up. So yeah, definitely check that out. That's on PREVIEWSworld.com right now. And then Friday, I'm doing a new X-Men roundtable. I'm going to talk about Grant Morrison's run on New X-Men. It's going to be me and a couple of my buddies. I always joke that it's just me and my friends hanging out, talking about the books we love. And, I'll always get some interesting comments from the people I know who are who just kind of unpack things a little bit differently than I think we would expect. So definitely check that out. That's on Friday. It's going to be on Previews World, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to talk about the first half of New X-Men, which is basically from E is for Extinction to Riot at Xavier's. And then we're going to do a second round the following week. That's it for Previews World Weekly, guys. I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood.
And
I'm your guest, Cannon Doll X.
And Natasha's going to join us again in the future, guys. So we'll just leave
Thanks
it at this.
for having me.
Absolutely. We'll just leave it at see you at the spinner rack. We'll catch you guys later.
Don't forget that you can catch Previews World Weekly streaming live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific at Previews World on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.